All right, thanks for tuning in to Prime Sports Network. It's the Prime Sports Horse Report. If you were with us yesterday, we tried to open with a creative look back at what happened in last week's race. It was a big winner for us. Things didn't turn out too good for us, though, as far as the race was concerned, because we didn't have the sound quite intact the way that we wanted to. So here's the video. Here's the call of the race. And Totally Boss almost nipped Linster right there at the end, but we were able to hold on. So anyway, we wanted to get that in because I looked quite the fool putting out the tape of the race without the call. But anyway, John, and you know what? There's a lot of listeners or viewers that did not watch yesterday's show anyway. So this is an opportunity to at least remind them. And I'm sure if they were tuning in last week, they know exactly what happened. So it's a nice reminder. And let's hope that we can do it again on Saturday.
Sounds good.
All right, John. So what do we got? We have the mom. You're a man of many words. We've got the Monmouth Park. Actually, we don't do the Monmouth Park very much. This is usually what do we? We probably do it once a year, and that's Haskell Day.
Well, Haskell Day used to be on Sundays. This year it's on a Saturday, and usually it's much later in the meet. However, with people pointing towards a derby and things like that, I guess they had to move it up, and they have to deal with the Pacific Classic. They have to deal with Travis Day, so they're up against everybody. So they're running it now, and might as well get it over with. Let's do it.
And as we mentioned yesterday, Del Mar is done until hopefully next weekend.
Right, and they added a week from Monday in, by the way. They're going to try to make up these 3 days they canceled by adding Mondays along the way. So,
what does that do to the San Diego handicap?
I guess it's now going to be run next week. Or
so,
whenever. I don't know.
Who's racing in that again?
Maximum Security.
Okay, so hopefully we'll get some news as soon as they know they're going to run. Obviously, that's the first step.
Yeah, I would assume they'll probably set it up for next Saturday. Why wouldn't they?
Okay, sounds good. And also, we want to just remind everybody, Saratoga started yesterday. That's where you're going to be on location at Saratoga for the entire meet.
Right.
And there's two stakes races, I believe, a grade 1 tomorrow. Did you see what I was talking about? It's surprising that the horses don't seem to be that. I don't know. The sheets weren't very good. Let's just put it that way for the races tomorrow.
Well, I mean, yeah. Listen, they were only able to get 6 horses into the Museum Hall of Fame race, which is usually a big race every year. They have 7, but one of them is entered for main track only, the 4-horse, so he's coming out. And from what I understand, there's going to be another late scratch in there of number 5, Gufo, I just found out. So that'll be a field of 5. So not much excitement there. And their other stake race is the 10th race. And again, a short field. It's a Coaching Club American Oaks. It's for 3-year-old fillies. And 6 horses entered. Nothing to get excited about. Favorites look a little better than the rest of them, but not a good betting race. No question about it.
All right, so that's why we decided we're going to go ahead and do both races at Monmouth Park. Why not? Again, it's Haskell Day. And the decision was, considering the Haskell, we got basically a 3-horse race. You have 3 favorites, 1 heavy favorite, and that's it. So it's not a great betting race. So we're going to do races 10 and 11 before race 12 at Monmouth Park. This will allow us the opportunity to do a double for the 10 and the 11, or the 11 and the 12. So we've opened things up a little bit more. It gives us an opportunity for more variables in the wagering market. And let's start with race number 10 at Monmouth. That is the Monmouth Cup. It's a grade 3 race, mile and an eighth. Taking a look at this, it looks to me right now, See, the 9, Ball Harbor, to me seems to be the best horse, but he hasn't raced this year. He's also going to be racing for the first time under Gregory Sacco. So Pletcher to Sacco, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no drop off there. There's an upgrade with Mike Smith taking over. The sheet line has gone the opposite direction. 4-8-4, excuse me, 4-8-11 in the last 3 races. But again, taking a look at this field, I don't know. I still think the 9 is the horse to beat.
I'm betting against the 9. Certainly, he could win, but
Well, who do you think is the favorite then? Who do you think is the best horse?
the favorite in the race will definitely be the 9, Val Harbor. But you made a statement which is not necessarily true. There's certainly a drop off from Todd Pletcher to Gregory Sacco. I mean, they're not even in the same league, so that's a drop off to begin with. Listen, the horse is fine, but he's been away. He's going to be a short price, and he gets a major trainer change, which I think is negative. And as far as the jockey change, well, Mike Smith's a Hall of Famer and all that, but John Velasquez is just as good as Mike Smith, if not better. Smith just gets on better horses, but that doesn't mean he's a better rider than Johnny Velasquez is. I have a different way that I'm going to handle this race. There are a lot of question marks. You can make a lot of cases for a lot of horses in this race. But I lean towards the number 5 horse, Math Wizard. And the reason being, it's just completely a feeling I have. I think that you're only going to need to run about a 7 to win this race. And that being said, obviously a couple of horses could run a 7. I like the 8s that this horse ran last year, same time of year. If you look at the sheet, that Thistle Downs and an Indiana Downs, he paired up 8s last year. Then he ran that 7 2 races later. To me, it looks like he's running the 7 or better. He's a 4-year-old, Safi Joseph, terrific trainer in Florida, and he ships usually and wins also. It's just a feeling I have. I like the 10 to 1. Listen, I can make a case for a lot of horses in this race, including the 1, Global Campaign. The 4 has a chance.
What about the 1 and the 2? 2 similar odds, 9 to 2, 3 to 1. You've got the 1 who was, his sheet line was excellent. He went from a 13 all the way down to a 4 in April. Then he bounced to the 11. So you would think this is a good opportunity to reclaim positive momentum. Not bad for a 5 to 1 shot.
No, he figures to make a forward move. Like I was saying, he's in one of the horses that can certainly run a 7 or better. Unlikely that you're going to see that 4 again. That 4 was coming off of a long layoff. Problem I have with this horse is he's kind of gappy. He had no races at 2, no races at 3. He came out, I'm sorry, no races at 2. He ran last year as a 3-year-old. He ran okay, but then he took time off before the 8 and time off before the 7, and then a long vacation from last Saratoga, actually, until this year when he came out of the box. He's fine. He's another horse trained by a terrific trainer, Stanley Howe. If you want to compare the 1 to the 2, I don't know. The 2's a hard horse for me to read. Last time out was first time for Chad Brown, and he ran the worst race of his life.
Yeah.
He had an excuse. The track came up sloppy that day, and maybe he just didn't care for the going. But at 3 to 1, and he's going to be shorter than 3 to 1 because, Chad Brown gets bet no matter where he runs at every racetrack.
He's also got these. He has the 2 5s over the last 4 races. But look, you take a look at, he's 0 for 6 at this distance, and I was taking a look at his sheet numbers at this distance, and all I see is 11, 10, 10, 10.
This is now a 6-year-old. He's not going to get better. The 5s he ran could have been the end of him.
Yeah,
and again, now it was a positive trainer change to Chad Brown last time, only able to get the 19. That's not.
So the 1 is the edge over the 2.
The 1 is definitely the edge over there. By the way, the 2 horse, the reason that last time out was first time Chad Brown is this horse was one of those horses trained by the guys that got arrested for cheating.
The Juicers.
Juicer. He was trained by Service.
Okay.
So
there you go. So first race off the juice, and he doesn't race well.
Exactly.
Okay. How about my 2 long shots? Who would you go with The 4 or the 6. The 4 is a 12-1 shot. Harper's first ride, last 3 races, 11, 9, 8. He's been more consistent as a 4-year-old than he was last year. He's already got 3 wins out of 4 this year. He's coming in on a 2-race win streak, 6 out of 10 lifetime. Not bad for a 12-1 shot with the sheets heading in the right direction. Whereas the 6, Core Beliefs, is also 12-1. Sheets heading in the right direction, 14 through 7. Second race under the new trainer, and 7, not bad for the first race under the trainer Hansen. So which way would you go long shot, 4 or 6?
The 4 is much stronger to me than the 6, and I'll explain to you why. If you look at the 6's sheet, core belief, when he go back 2 years, 2 years ago when he ran the fast numbers, he ran the 8, then he ran that 6. If you look, every time he ran the big race, he always reacted off of it. He ran an 8, bounced to the 13, came back, ran the 6, bounced to the 14. Well, now he came, and that then came last year, and he never even ran a single digit. So that's negative. Then he comes out and runs a 7 last time out. So I'm showing you that when he was young and healthy, he always reacted off in numbers. Now he's 5 years old. The chances of him reacting are that much stronger.
Okay, so my long shot will be the 4. Your long shot's going to be the 5. Is 5 going to be your top pick?
5's going to be my play, but yeah, 5 anywhere near 10-1. I really like the 5.
All right, I'm going to go then. I'm going to go 149. So I'm going to go with Global Campaign. Harper's first ride is my long shot, and Bal Harbor. And I'll also do a double with the 9 and the next race, which we'll hold off just in a minute. Okay, so and what are you gonna go with then, John?
I'm betting the 5 to win in place.
5 win and place. All right, let's go with race 11 at Monmouth Park. It's a mile and 3/8. This is the United Nations. It's grade 1, and taking a look at this one. This is a pretty, you don't really have, the favorite in the race, you're looking at Arklow, which is a 5-2 shot. He's going to go in at the number 1 position. So he's been very consistent. He's ranging from 5s all the way to 9s over the last year and a half, but he's only won 1 race since the end of 2018. He's not getting any younger. He ran a 6. He ran a 9, which was his worst race in about a year, actually, finishing 6th his last time out. But you do have Cox and Smith combo. What about so the 1 is a vulnerable 5-2 shot.
Yeah, and the 1 has another problem. He ran just 6 days ago at Churchill Downs, and he's coming back off of a very short layoff, quick turnaround. And he's 6 years old. I don't know if that's the greatest thing for him. And he's going to be overbet because it's Mike Smith and Brad Cox.
The one at Keeneland?
I'm sorry?
That was at Keeneland, right?
Keeneland, not Churchill. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Keeneland. Sunday.
Okay, the 2 standard deviation to 7-2 shot. He's 2 for 2 at Monmouth, 5 out of 7 on the turf. This was a horse that a lot of people thought was maybe could have been something. He ran in the Breeders' Cup Juvie race, but he hasn't lived up to the billing.
No, and he's reverse buried. He looks better on than he really is. Numbers wise, I don't think.
Yeah, he's not showing anything.
Right, and
for
he's
7-2 shot.
That's silly. I mean, you could do better than that. That's for sure.
The 3 is going to be my top pick. It's Mugzamatic, an 8-1 shot. 5 wins in his last 10, 4 out of the last 6. He's raced at Monmouth recently. The last 3 races at Monmouth, he got better each time out, 13 to a 7. He shows some 7s and some 8s, which actually is not all that far from some of the favorites. So I got a feeling that as long I want the odds. Don't get me wrong. If these odds go down, which I don't think they will, I would be disappointed. But what do you think about the 3?
The 3 has a chance, but I'm leaning in a different direction. I think the 5, Aquaphobia. If you're really getting 9-2 on this horse, who ran a 6. Well, the problem with this race, it's a mile and 3/8, so it's a tricky distance.
Okay.
The horse could go the distance. It's one of those marathon races. No question about it. I think Aquaphobia at 9-2 in my opinion, is the right way to go. Listen, the horse could certainly bounce, no question about it. However, if you're getting 9-2 on a horse that ran the last fastest number, why not take it? And it's not like you're betting a 3-5 shot that ran a big number last time out. You're betting a horse that's 9-2. You
Yeah,
know, that,
go ahead.
that's the horse that I like best in the race.
Yeah, I don't understand the odds for, like, say, Current, the 4-1 shot. You look at this
That's
horse, and maybe it's just reputation and Pletcher,
yeah,
because he
that's
hasn't
what,
won a race since 2018. He ran a 13 at Monmouth in his only race. He ran a 13 at this distance in his only run at this distance. He's never run a single digit in his life.
yeah. He's a hard horse to take anywhere near 4-1. I think that morning line is terrible.
Yeah, so let's
I
hope
really do.
that stays that way, because the Pletcher, and I'm not even, I think the 9 at 6-1, well, why would you go there? He's 0 for 10 since 2019. He's run one single digit. That was a 7 three races ago. 5 out of 22 all time on turf. I mean, 6-1 also. And
So look at everything you're saying is 100% true. So look at Aquaphobia. He's got 5 races this year. 4 of them are single digits.
yeah,
Why wouldn't I bet him?
exactly.
I mean, Current is the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. He's 4-1. That's all Todd Pletcher's fault, and I'm not betting him.
I
mean,
even think that the 7 I put into, like, a third, like, my tries, or maybe even an exact if I get lucky, because look, he ran a 4, he's got a bunch of single digit numbers, and he's 20-1.
and throw out the 23 on the dirt, that means nothing. This horse is a must use, the 7. The 7 is an absolute must use.
Yeah, then again, that's a 20-1 shot. He's won 4 races since 2019. So, okay, taking a look at it then, what's your play?
I don't know. I'm going to bet the
All right,
5.
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to bet the 5 to win in place, but I'm making an exacta box for sure with number 7. Oh, Dinosaurus. 5-7-7-5 exacta and the 5-1.
Okay, and I'll go with 1-3-7 in a box. And like I said before, I'm also going to do that.
The 5, just like that? Out?
Well, you got the 5, so
Okay.
it's okay.
No
Yeah, I mean, we got to spread it around. And also the double, like I said, I'll probably play that 9-3 double with 10 and 11. And I'll also do a double in this one with the 3. That'll be with the Haskell. And not much to talk about with the Haskell, because basically, again, it's a 3-horse race with a heavy favorite. You've got the 1, the 2, and the 7. Those are the 3 favorites. All right, we always try to knock down the heavy favorite, so let's try and do it. I don't know. He's first time he's racing on the East Coast. That's all I got, because it looks like he's clearly the top dog here. Dr. Post has got a pretty decent line. Runner up at the Belmont ran a 7, 2 off Authentics 5 last time out. Whereas the 7, New York Traffic, or NY Traffic, this is a good horse to play, because, and this is the horse I'm going to play in the double, because he's 4-1. The sheet line is really good. It's almost as good as you want. And if he can just maybe run a 6 or a 5, maybe he can get it done. It's possible.
Who are you talking about? The 3?
The 7.
Oh, the 7? Okay, but why is the 7 better than the 3? I was being sarcastic when I said that. The 3 is...
yeah, well, the 3 does have a 20, 15, 10, 8 line on the dirt. So there's that's not wrong with that. I just like the 7 better. Overall, let's see. I definitely like the riders better. He's more rested, and I just think his line is just more consistent.
Okay.
But the 3 obviously has got better odds. So tell me,
Yeah,
you're going to put the 3 in your exacta with the 2?
You're paying for the 7. You're paying for the 7. Well, listen. If the 7 runs an 8 or 9, look.
No, 7's got to run. He's got to run a 6.
Yeah, he's going to have to run a 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no one's beating the 2, so let's just make that.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. There's nothing you could knock the 2 on, huh?
No, I mean Baffert just wins this race every year.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately. Listen.
So let's
I
see.
mean,
What would your double be then?
if the horse bounces off his 5, he could get beat. But it's Baffert, and unfortunately, if I was trying to beat him, I don't even know what I would do.
It
I
wouldn't be a bad, a double with this with the 5 or the 7, especially if the 7 were to win the 11th race, wouldn't be that bad.
Oh no, of course. Then you have absolutely. That's correct.
Yes,
The,
that's a pretty good. That's not a bad idea, right?
right. By the way, if you're looking for a knock on the two, I can give you one knock on
Okay.
him. Look at his races, all the races he had in his life. He's had 4 lifetime starts. This is the first time that he's coming back relatively close for him, because from his first race, when he ran last November, he didn't come back and run until January of this year. Then from January, he took off till March 7th. Then from March 7th, well, they had the pandemic, so we don't know if he took off for any reason. But he had another 3 months off. Now he's coming back on 5 weeks, which is short
Yeah,
for him.
that's true.
If you're looking for a chink in the armor.
All right. So the only chinks we have is the short layoff, and we don't know if he can race on the East Coast.
Well, I can guarantee you can run on the East Coast because all West Coast horses run well when they ship east on the dirt. That being said,
So that's like the exact opposite. You're more worried with horses east to west.
east to west, yeah, I would be more concerned. Except turf horses do better going east to west, and dirt horses do better going west to east. Just as a general rule for people that are listening and are new to the game, it's just a tidbit you should put in your brain there and remember it, because it does pop up on occasion. You don't get many horses that, except for the big races where they ship from east to west or west to east.
Okay, so what is your play gonna be for this race?
I'm gonna watch.
So a double would be a good idea on your end then.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't even want to tie money up in a double because it's going to be the short double, So I'm betting. I told you, Aquaphobia to win and a 5-7-7-5 exact in the race before.
Okay.
I guess if there could be room to go 5-2 and 7-2. Those doubles could be 20 and 50. So who knows?
And let's see, as far as the schedule is concerned, again, Saratoga has just opened up.
See the next 5 weeks.
Matter of fact, next week, hopefully Del Mar comes back. That would be important. But like you said, we're going to be all over Saratoga starting next week. You got the Alfred G. Vanderbilt and the Boston Spa. Those are the 2 top stakes races next week. And let's keep our fingers crossed Del Mar returns. Do you ever watch those races, those Ascot races?
The European races? No, I don't have time.
That's Breeders' Cup Challenge race. I guess that goes off like at whatever 10 o'clock in the morning or something crazy like that.
Good luck for them.
All right, John. Well, good luck. Let's hope we keep this nice winning fever alive, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Greg. Be well, stay safe, and I'll talk to you during the week.